And this is it, people. Plant Based World Expo 2022 has brought us Deborah. And you may not know that name, but the name that you know is Atlas Monroe. Here is the brainchild behind this amazing brand. No wonder the food tastes good. Have you taken a look at this woman? She is gorgeous. It's like impossible to stand by her. But I'm just going to go back to the food because you are really making waves in this field of plant-based. Tell us a little bit about your brand and how you kind of came up with this proprietary blend that actually tastes like real chicken.
Well, we do extra crispy vegan fried chicken. We do apple wood-fired ribs. We do deep fried and stuffed turkeys. We do lasagnas. We do really anything that tastes amazing that you want to eat, like you really like craving that. We probably make that.
And what brought you into the plant-based space?
Well, long story short, my father, he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And then I basically forced my family to go on a raw vegan diet for 90 days in an effort to reverse it and heal him. And it definitely worked. At the end of it, he was completely healed from type 2 diabetes.
I actually have chills. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah. And in that diet, in that 90 days, we started off eating like salads, fruit salads, smoothies. We were hangry. We wanted to kill each other pretty much. We were fighting over who got more salad. Like literally like, hold on, you have way more leaves than I do. Like, this is not right. Yeah, it was very serious. But pretty much within a week, I was like, we have to change this or else we're not going to survive this diet. So I'm like, let's go to work. Let's make like raw tacos and lasagna and pasta and chicken nuggets. And like, that's how we got through the 90 days. And then, like I said, he was completely healed. We're like, okay, we're all staying vegan for sure, but we need to eat cooked food again. So I'm like, well, where's all the vegan fried chicken and vegan ribs? And at that time, it wasn't there. It's kind of, there's chicken nuggets, but there's not like
fried chicken.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much how Atlas Monroe was born. Yeah.
And I love how you actually talk about this being a family affair because I come from like a Bangladeshi family, and the thought of them eating vegan literally turns my father off. Like, and I have to tell him after the fact, like, you know that was vegan, right? And he's like, oh, it was terrible. And I was like, but you just ate the whole plate. So what do you say to people, particularly like me, that are like having that struggle of trying to introduce these foods into your family's diet?
Well, it has to be bomb. I get it. It's like, hey, I want to eat amazing food. If I'm not eating amazing food, what am I doing with my life? Like, food is life. We do it in a communal way. We're like Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July. Our lives is really centered around food. If you really think about it, we do it 3 times a day, and it's like
maybe more than that,
right? I'll raise my hand for that. Exactly. And so it's just like it needs to be amazing. And like if it's just boring and just like you're not really gonna stick with it. So it's like go in your kitchen and create what you want. It'll happen if you know your own palate the best. And you can go, now veganism is so accessible. So at grocery stores you can get vegan products, get vegan butter, get vegan maple syrup, vegan whatever, vegan sugar, and you can get vegan cheese. Like you can get so much stuff and try out what you want to try out and like make what you know to be like your favorite meal, whether it's like, I don't know, my family likes curries and like lasagnas and like Korean barbecue. Like there's so much different stuff. It doesn't have to be just like a vegan burger, and like even for like French toast or pancakes, like you can make bomb stuff if you just like, okay, let me see what I like and like let me make it myself, and then let's do this.
And let's talking about making it yourself, because I actually had the honor of meeting you or getting exposed to Atlas Monroe at the Vegan Women's Summit 2022, which I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm a newer vegan, like 4 years. So I know you've been around, and I'm like, oh my God, she wowed me. And I think when you're a woman of color entering any sphere of business or entrepreneurship, you have your obstacles and your battles. So how has it been like actually being a woman of color in the vegan space, navigating this change, this cultural change that we're seeing these days?
I think we're within the vegan space. I feel like, we're so for animals, and sometimes I feel like we forget to be like, hey, kindness for animals, kindness for people. Like let's get it together. Like compassion for everyone. I feel like this space has been taken over a lot by capitalism, honestly. But I also feel like there's so much beautiful things going on, and that's what we need to focus on and pay attention to, like who these founders are of culture, and like women founders that are like doing amazing things within the space. When you find them, we're doing amazing things. And like if you focus on that, it can be really beautiful. I feel like that, yeah.
And so, what were the biggest obstacles you met when you were starting your entrepreneurial line in the plant-based sphere?
Oh, I feel like as a woman, it's like, oh, she's like this pretty girl, or like, oh, she's like this, she's a woman. It's like, yes, everyone, I am a woman.
And it can be more than one thing.
Yeah, and you can do it all. You can do it all. I feel like there's that like, oh, can she actually run a business? Like, oh, is she really, can she scale? And it's like, of course, just like a man can, women could do this too. Yes. And so now we have our multi-million-dollar manufacturing in San Diego, and we're doing it. And you do it one day at a time, and you help one person at a time, and that's all you can do. And then soon you're helping everyone, and it just keeps growing.
And let's talk a little bit about production, because I think particularly in the vegan sphere, sustainability is such a key word. So tell us about how your production or your line of production is really focusing on sustainability and accessibility.
We try as much as possible to like recycle and use packaging that is sustainable. I feel like we have a responsibility, just like what I was saying, like, okay, veganism for animals, veganism for our health, but also veganism for the planet. Like, we have a responsibility to like do the right thing, because we only have a little bit of time. The world, you could see like all these fires and earthquakes and floods, and like, okay, we have to do our part. It has to happen. Like, we don't have a choice anymore. Yeah.
I mean, the end of times are near, people. Go vegan. There was actually a piece done by Dr. Silas Rao where he talks about a vegan world by 2026. Because if we don't start making these transitions, we're going to have unrelenting global impacts. And we're seeing things like that with the flooding in Pakistan. And Pakistan never floods. So you're finding countries that are dealing with these sort of adverse environmental effects. So what is your brand, Atlas Monroe, doing to kind of bring awareness to the need for these changes in the food space?
Well, we definitely send out we have like a reach, and I feel like our reach and our customer base, I feel like for some interesting reason, it's not a lot of vegans. It's actually non-vegans who are like, oh, I want to eat healthier. Like, this is a healthier option to what I'm accustomed to. Like, let me try this vegan fried chicken because I heard that it's comparable with real chicken. Or let me try these vegan ribs because I heard that it's comparable with real ribs. And so they try it and they start incorporating it. And then within that, we try to really educate our consumers about health, about the environment, about how just, eating vegan fried chicken can help save the world, actually help save the more vegan that you eat, the more that the world is saved. Like, literally, just doing that alone is like the single most important thing that you can do to help the planet. Yeah.
So tell us why you decided to be at Plant Based World Expo 2022. What do you hope to gain out of this about having a space here?
Well, I was actually asked to be a speaker here, and then the door was open that we could have a booth here, and it was like, well, yes. And honestly, being here and like meeting all these entrepreneurs, like-minded individuals, everybody here is saving the planet, like one company at a time, one person at a time. Like, it's happening, and like this is such a beautiful event, so impactful. Like, some of the people here are doing amazing things, like real, like beyond the money, beyond the finance part of it, like really impacting schools, really impacting animals, really impacting the world, like really do it. Like, this is a very beautiful, very powerful event. It's been amazing.
And so, particularly for non-vegans and people entering the plant-based sphere, where can we get these Atlas Monroe products?
Well, we're at Bristol Farms in California, which is a grocery chain. We are also at Copper Branch, which is the world's largest vegan chain restaurant. That's in Australia, Canada, and the United States. And then we also do direct-to-consumer. So you can order at atlasmonroe.com, and it'll go straight to your home. Yeah.
Now, if you could describe your brand in one word, what would it be?
Mouth-watering. I think that would be the word.
And it absolutely is 1,000% mouth-watering, from taste to texture, flavor, and really it just makes you feel like you're not missing a damn thing.
Right? That's the goal. That is literally the goal. Like, this is better than the real thing for the environment, for your health, and for your taste buds. Like, what's really good?
And you heard it here on Vkind. Check out Atlas Monroe today.